The high stakes in Turkey's elections have concluded, although inconclusively. More than 60 million people voted in the country on Sunday to elect their new president and members of parliament, but with no presidential candidate securing that 50% majority mark. All eyes are now on the May 28th runoffs. First, let's take a look at the numbers. Now, with almost all ballots counted by Monday morning, incumbent President Erdogan is in the lead with 49.5% votes in favor. For just 0.5% of votes, he missed re-election, at least for now. His main rival, Kemal Kilicdaroglu, secured 44.8% votes, while Sinan Ogan was a distant third with just 5% votes. Now, these 5% votes will now be crucial to decide the fate of the two main contenders. However, with Erdogan's AK party leading the parliamentary polls as well, the voters may be more likely to favor Erdogan, keeping in mind the harmony between the two organs of the government. But a defiant Kemal Kilicdaroglu is not ready to back out.
Buradayım ve buradayım. Siz de buradasınız. Vallahi de billahi de sonuna kadar mücadele edeceğim. Buradayım.
The final results of Turkey's presidential polls are extremely significant, not just for Turkey, but also for the whole world. Because the two men, Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Kemal Kilicdaroglu, offer two very different visions for Turkey. Remember, Erdogan is the longest-serving leader of Turkey, who may have created chronic headaches for the West, but is a hero of Turkey's working classes. Kilicdaroglu, on the other hand, is a bookish civil servant who promises to retire after stripping the presidency of most of Erdogan's powers. So now let's take a look at the strategic divergence between the two leaders and what it will mean for Turkey. All right, for the latest updates on Turkey, we are being joined by a political analyst, Omar, live from Ankara. Welcome to the broadcast, Omar.
Thanks for having me.
Omar, all eyes are now on the May 28th runoffs. So what can one expect?
So we can expect that Erdogan will very likely win the second round with a landslide. It's expected that Erdogan will win with a big margin. It's even possible that Erdogan may achieve his own record in the elections, because this election did only go to the second round because Sinan Oğan gained so much votes which no one expected. If it wasn't for Sinan Oğan, this would have ended in the first round and Erdogan would have won. He only lost by 0.5% of the votes. The chance to win in the first round. But we know, if we look from where Oğan got his electorate support, it was mainly from areas of Erdogan's strongholds. So from Anatolia, Kayseri, Konya, etc., in which people gave 7% of the votes to Sinan Oğan. And in the second round, these people will vote for Erdogan. And a small part of Sinan Oğan's votership will not go to the elections, and very minor people will vote for Kilicdaroglu of them. So Kilicdaroglu needs all of the votes for Sinan. Even if only 1% of Sinan, or 1% point of Sinan Oğan voters would not go to the second round, Erdogan would still win. He doesn't even need the votes of Sinan Oğan. But we also have to say that not only that, but supporters of Kilicdaroglu, they are frustrated. They are now in a state of trauma. They did not expect that their candidate will underperform so bad. And therefore, also many supporters of Kilicdaroglu are not expected to even go to the election box in 2 weeks.
Omar, now, until the runoffs are over, we can't rule out Kilicdaroglu completely. Even though you consider a landslide victory for Erdogan, we still need to consider the possibility that Kilicdaroglu comes to power. If we take that consideration, what's the future for Turkey, given Kilicdaroglu's stance to foreign policy and policies regarding Turkey?
So if Kilicdaroglu would win, which is very unlikely, this would mean that the parliament would be with the People's Alliance of Erdogan. And we also know that out of the 168 parliament seats, the CAP, the Republican Party of Kilicdaroglu, won 38 of them are not CHP candidates, but candidates from other political parties, from splinter of parties of the AKP. And therefore, the CHP will have a very small minority in the parliament. It will be basically a very weak government of Kılıçdaroğlu if he can mysteriously, miraculously win in the second round. But when it comes to foreign policy, what is the foreign policy of Turkish opposition or Kılıçdaroğlu in general? I can answer this. Their approach is to have better relationship with the West. Right. They don't want to have anything to do with the Middle East, with Arab states. They want a hands-off approach. They have an almost xenophobic approach to the Arabs. And when it comes to the East, they don't want to have anything really to do with the East and with the Asian states. They are just interested in some economical activities. And Kılıçdaroğlu announced actually that he plans a train road from Turkey up until China in the Belt Road Initiative, but he forgot to include Azerbaijan into his map, which was heavily criticized by Azerbaijan's President Aliyev even and by the Turkish public. And to the north of Turkey, Kılıçdaroğlu said that he wants to maintain the good relationship with Russia, but I'm quite doubtful that Kılıçdaroğlu can maintain this relationship because the leadership to leader relation between Erdogan and Putin is something special which Kılıçdaroğlu won't be able to achieve. We have to say that, for instance, Turkey is supporting Ukraine with armored vehicles, with armored drones, with many weapons, and still maintain good relations with Russia. Such a similar thing can Kılıçdaroğlu not do.
Well, the results will be awaited. 28th May is when the runoff will be conducted, and we'll know for sure what's the future for Turkey. Thank you so much for joining in on the broadcast, Omer, joining us from Ankara.